One of our STEM connections that we have made just recently is with the awesome Tony Robinson. And she is from Discovery Education, and she is actually going to be partnering with us on our future educator exchange newsletters. And so I'm actually going to share my screen with you all just to kind of show you what our educator newsletters look like right now. So here's what our educator exchange newsletters look like. So this past month was all about military and STEM. So as you look through the newsletter, we highlight one of our major things happening, whether it's right here in Arizona or all over the country. So we talked a little bit about the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. So how does STEM actually happen in the military? So then within our educator newsletter, we have different themed activities, and they range from young ones, little guys, all the way up to high school. So finding your STEM career in the U.S. Navy. And then we talk about hub highlights. So different hubs around our ecosystem. So all around Arizona, we have different ecosystems or different hubs within our ecosystem. So this particular hub highlight came from Yuma. And so this is the Army Educational Outreach Program. And then moving forward, we have STEM happening, so different events happening, things you can join, and some other newsletters and things that we are offering from SciTech as well. All right. And then down at the bottom, you have different learning links. So again, it's connecting that military and STEM, so the topic of the month, with different activities that you can do with your students right away. All right, so that's a little bit about our educator newsletter and fun facts towards the end. Now, the reason we have Tony Robinson on our call today is that she is actually going to be getting her own spot in our educator exchange newsletter coming up this month for December for computer science. So she's going to be sharing all resources around computer science with Discovery Education. We're going to be implementing those into the newsletter that's going to go out through our SciTech audience as well. So I am going to go ahead and hand it over to Tony to share a little bit more about herself, Discovery Ed, her multiple resources, and if you guys have any questions at the end, we can definitely get those answered. Tony.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. I'm Tony Robinson. I work with Discovery Education, and I'm excited to be here. I want to thank my friends at SciTech Institute for just being so open and welcoming and embracing and creating this amazing community here around STEM throughout the state, and I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm going to share some information with you about resources that you may or may not know that you have access to right away, and talk a little bit about how we approach STEM at Discovery and just some things that are available to you. So I will just share my screen if that's okay with everyone and kind of dive into what we have available around STEM. So as I mentioned, I am with Discovery Education, and Discovery Education is a global leader in K-12 digital content. We've been around for quite a while. We bring resources to the classroom for teachers and for students, and we're a digital first company. So that means that we never really existed on paper or with paper resources. Just we started out digital, and we've just continued to grow in that way. Discovery really works to support educators in 4 primary areas. One is going to be with the high quality curated digital content that we offer. The other is going to be through professional learning that's embedded in the platform, but also we offer outside of the platform. And as long as you're using our services, you are entitled to accept and use any of our, or engage in any of our professional learning. And then we have several corporate partnerships with corporations around the country that do a few things. One, they sponsor and support schools as they get services, but also they allow us to take students outside of the classroom into their industries through virtual field trips and expose students to different careers. And many of those are STEM careers. And then we have a community called the DEN community, Discovery Educator Network. And they are the most amazing, energetic, motivated educators you've ever seen, on fire for teaching and learning. And they share resources with each other weekly, daily, monthly, both informally and formally. So at the heart of everything that we do is really the educator and the student. And when it comes to STEM, we have a philosophy that STEM is for all, right? So STEM teaching and learning is not for a select group of students, but truly it is for everyone. And we also believe that STEM is not a class, it's a culture. It's really a way of approaching the world, but also approaching teaching and learning that recognizes that problem solving, that critical thinking, that being curious and seeking solution is essential, not just to passing a test or getting a job, but truly essential to living, right? And so that's how we approach STEM at Discovery. We like to think of it as a global approach, both global and local, where we help students really look into becoming global solution seekers and developing their problem solving skills. And so some of the underlying beliefs in the work that we do and the products that we create are the fact that STEM is connected directly to the real world, so that there should be real world applications and opportunities for students to see STEM operating in the real world and understand that it's not something that's out there, but it's something that truly affects their lives. Also, that students and educators need to be introduced to diverse role models when it comes to STEM. So you'll see that embedded in our products, and you'll see an opportunity for students to see themselves in STEM and recognize that it is not an exclusive group and it's not something that only some people can do, but everyone can be deeply involved in STEM fields. And then also to highlight STEM career growth and compensation. We really want to give students multiple pathways for careers, for extending their learning beyond school. Not just, maybe some students will go to college, maybe some won't, but they can see and understand these types of things. And then also recommending and commending design thinking and failure, really thinking about reframing failure and looking at it as a way to learn about how to go about seeking different ways of solving problems. And then truly our goal is to encourage STEM participation by all students, but also to help all teachers see themselves as STEM teachers through a transdisciplinary approach. So that's kind of who we are and how we're based and what we think when it comes to STEM. We offer quite a few resources for STEM. We have a product called Discovery Education Experience, which I'll share a little bit more about that with you. STEM Connect, which is specifically dedicated to STEM teaching and learning. We have a partnership with the STEM Careers Coalition. We offer a coding resource, so those teachers who are interested in coding, or people or schools where they're teaching coding, can use our coding. And then we have professional learning ongoing. What I'm here to talk to you today about is something that you already have access to. It's Discovery Education's daily learning platform. And the Arizona Department of Education has purchased this resource for all public and charter schools throughout the state, K-12. So if you work in a K-12 school that's a public or a charter school, this resource is available to you at no cost. Let me say that again. There's no cost for the resource. You can access it today. And it is a supplemental resource. And so it's not meant to replace anything that you're currently using, but truly it's meant to be something to supplement what you're doing, to provide you with additional resources that can enliven your classes and that can make your lessons more dynamic. And essentially, we provide this. It has over 200,000 digital resources, which is quite a bit. And I know Discovery is known for videos, so we have lots of videos, but there are a host of other resources available on the platform. Things like interactives and images and text and podcasts and audio and songs to help students learn concepts. So lots of resources, and I'm going to share with you what they look like and what those are. But I just wanted to let you know that this resource really helps you to engage students in a different way. The content that's there has been vetted, it's been curated. So if your students are using it, it's safe. You don't have to worry about like something weird coming up after you show a YouTube video. You know that it's appropriate, it's grade level appropriate, it's content specific, and then it's lively and engaging and high interest. So students are motivated because it's stuff that they're interested in. And then for educators, we really look to support you, making sure that you have everything you need right there at your fingertips. So you don't have to go outside and spend hours combing through YouTube videos or looking on Google and then finding out that it's not what you need. You can very easily do a search, quickly filter down by grade level, content area, and find what you need to be able to use that in class right away. And then the other thing is that one thing last year taught us is that we never know when or how things are going to shift. So the ability to be able to access digital content from anywhere, anytime is really important. And so this platform is device agnostic. You can use it on any device, tablet, phone, Chromebook, MacBook. And so students and teachers can access it in a variety of ways from any location. And it's convenient if you're doing in-class instruction, if you're doing a hybrid situation, if your learning environment is totally remote and you're virtual, or if students are out and they're sick and they need support, all of those things are available. So I'll stop there before I dive into the platform and just see if you have any initial questions about the platform, about Discovery, about me, about anything like that before I get going. Okay, I'm not seeing any questions, so I'm just going to start with just giving you a quick overview. This is what a teacher's homepage would look like once they sign on. And again, this is available to all teachers in all public and charter schools in the state. I see someone is asking, am I able to assign lessons through Clever? Yes, you are. So that's, and thank you for asking that. So there are two ways that your school can sign up. One is through doing an SSO integration where we integrate with whatever learning management system you're using, which is the preferred way because that gives access to everyone in the district or in the school. And part of the state's purpose behind purchasing this for all school was really to provide equitable access for everyone, right? So our desire is that you can get on that way and you can do that. Another option for signing up is if your school goes the passcode route. And with the passcode route, what essentially that would do is we provide your principal or whoever's running the district with a passcode for your district. And then all the teachers will log on and create their own account. That's a little more challenging only because you have to create your account, but then you have to roster your own students as well. Whereas if you do an SSO integration, boom, everything is there, your classes are set and you're up and running. So for those districts that haven't signed up or if your school isn't signed up, this is a form that we have our districts fill out. Typically, it's a assistant superintendent, a superintendent, a curriculum director, an IT director that will fill this form out, and they will provide us with the information that we need to just let us know kind of what LMS you're using, how you'd like to go about, setting things up, and we get going that way. So thank you for asking that. And yes, I'm glad to see that your classes were there. So yes, if you're using an LMS and your district has already signed you up, you typically go in through your LMS and we're right there, and this is what you would see. And essentially on the homepage, we have tools to help you manage your classroom and your content. We have builder tools to help you design quizzes and studio boards and assessments. And then we have various ways that you can browse for content as well as educator support. But what I'd like to share with you this evening is some highlights from the STEM content that we have available. So one thing that we do have is something called the If Them STEM Professionals. And thank you, I see a hands up over there. So this is an opportunity for girls especially to see women being highlighted in STEM. And so through here, they're exposed to women in information, computing, engineering, mathematics. It's a great opportunity to go through, view videos. You'll notice the videos are not that long, so teachers can incorporate them into lessons as they see fit. But this is a wonderful resource. It's what we call a channel. And so when we say channel, it pretty much is a section of curated content around specific themes or topics. And so this is wonderful because it truly is about sharing the advancement of women in STEM and giving exposure to students, both girls and boys, right? Like they can see that women are doing their thing in STEM. So this is one resource that I thought might be of interest. And you'll see that we have an emphasis on computer engineering and math, but also physical sciences and life and earth science. Another really helpful resource is something called Math Interactives. And Math Interactives allow students to engage in real-world problem solving, but in a really fun, gamified way where they are doing interactives that they have to solve a problem, or they might need to figure out how to get to a place, or just a lot of different ways that they can engage in math. We have interactives. We have a partnership with the NBA and with the NFL. So there are interactives using basketball and using football. So these are available. They're skill builders. You can put students in groups together to do these kind of problems. But this is another item that I thought might be of interest. And then we also have several resources available if your district does work around financial literacy. There's a whole financial literacy channel that helps students develop skills in that area. And thank you. Yes, Discovery is not just videos, interactives, and AfroHerper is in Tucson. Good to know that. Thank you. So yeah, good stuff here. And again, the interactives, fun, engaging, real world problem solving, and already done for you, right? So this is a great way to engage students in math. Virtual labs are also built in here. And what's fun about virtual labs is that, you know, some things you just can't do because there's no funding for it, the time to do it. So this is a virtual lab where we're looking at, you know, a garden research. And so how are things changing given the different conditions? Students are given a mission that they have to do, problem solving again. They have to work together or independently. It's up to how the teacher structures it. They're given an exploration to do. And then here we're going to grow some tomatoes, look at the different soil types, see what happens. And then they get to have a plan that they come up with. They do the experiment, they document. So this is one of many different kinds of virtual labs that are built in, but the opportunity for students to simulate a laboratory experience online, no extra funding required, no materials that you have to buy or purchase, I think is a wonderful opportunity for them to have and to engage in. So these are here as well. Virtual labs are available, skill builders, those kinds of things. Seeker is another really awesome channel that's here for STEM. And with Seeker, we are truly asking students to just be curious so that they see what's happening, what's shaping our universe. And so there are lots of videos around things occurring in science, but really stirring up students' curiosity, getting them wondering and kind of exploring and trying to understand, right? And they'll see experiments, they'll see new breakthroughs, new ways of looking at things. This one is kind of interesting about curing blindness. I'll play it for a second so you can, I find myself at work just kind of looking at stuff and getting carried away. So I'll play this for you for a few minutes.
Eyes are incredible and complex creations. To see, light is focused by the cornea, passes through a clear lens, and is encoded by the retina, which sends electrical impulses to the brain. But if you have a cataract, proteins on the lens start to cloud together, creating blurry vision. For over 20 million people, this is how they see the world. Cataracts are the leading cause of blindness globally.
Blindness.
Right? We've already learned something. Who knew? Cataracts were the leading cause of blindness, right? So lots of helpful tidbits that come about. And you'll see over here on the right, I'll just show you that a teacher can do a lot with what they find. They can build activities directly in the platform. So they can build a slideshow on the platform. They can build a video quiz that embeds questions directly in the video. They can assign this on the platform. So students would log on to Discovery and they would have this assignment to watch it, to view something, to read something. They can share it out to their LMS. They can copy a link and share it out somewhere else. They can add it to a quick list, which essentially is a list up here that lets them access it later. And they can also save it to their content. Some of the videos, many of the videos are downloadable, so they can download the videos as well. And as I play this, I'll play it again for you. You'll see here that there's the option to add closed captioning, right? So closed captioning can be added for those students who need it, or for the additional support. You can also change the language. So if you have parents at home who are watching, or students who are English language learners, they can have that additional support as well. So with the video, you'll also find we have transcripts for teachers who want to read it, print it out, have students work with the printed word as well. And there's just a lot there that can be done. So this is, again, this came from our Seeker channel, and you'll find many interesting videos within Seeker. One of my favorites and the kids' favorites is Fistronaut. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Fistronaut, but Fistronaut seeks out to solve cases around STEM, and it's very appropriate for our younger ages. This channel comes in English and Spanish, and so you'll see Fistronaut engaged in a lot of problem solving. So like this one is the case of the stranded baby, the baby whale that is. And so now Fistronaut has to find a way to get the baby back to the open water and reunite the baby with the group. And so this is a fun way, an age-appropriate way to introduce students to STEM. And you'll also see this is downloadable, so teachers can save it to their content. Lots of things that can be done with Fistronaut. And you'll also find a lot of reading materials. So reading passages are throughout. With our reading passages, teachers can print them out. So they're printer friendly. They can, if you want to do a kind of a preview, like a PDF, and project it from a projection device or on a Promethean board or something like that, that's an option as well. So, or they can just assign it to students to read it, right? So we have a lot of STEM topics that are available in reading passages. And with the DocuReader, it will help students who are
Video
struggling
topic
readers
series
by reading
activity. 1. Copyright.
So it will read, and then there are tools, additional tools that struggling readers can use, like a mask to kind of hone in on where they need to focus, as well as a ruler if they need to just block out things and go line by line. So this is, again, an example of one of our reading passages that's STEM related, but we have so many reading passages built in. And I'll mention also that in addition to the reading passages, we have audio books. So that's something that's here, and there are some that are related to science. So just know that that's available. And I did mention the songs. We have songs where you can learn about atoms, right? Like who knew you can learn about an atom through a song, or where you can learn about cells, and it's just fun. So it's a fun way, and many of the songs come with video, so we get to see kids moving and grooving and acting silly, but at the same time, there's a lot of learning taking place. NGen is one of our channels that's actually based in Africa. And essentially what you're going to see here is that students are solving problems and learning about robots and different things, but it's all based in Africa. So when we talk about giving students diverse representations and helping them to see themselves in STEM, they're also getting a glimpse into the global world, right? And just seeing what's happening around the world. And NGen is great for that, I think, as well. One of my favorites is Sid the Science Kid. I don't know if you guys know Sid, but he's a lot of fun. And so we have lots of videos by Sid. And Sid is working on everything from water problems to looking at ice pops, and just really fun stuff that students can relate to. And even though like this one says K2, I'm telling you, you can learn a lot from Sid, no matter what age you are. So this is a fun one. And there's a whole channel dedicated to Sid. As well, there's a whole Earth to Luna. Some of you may be familiar with Earth to Luna. Luna, and she and her brother, they go around solving problems by exploring and really looking into things. Earth to Luna is also a bilingual channel. So we have all these videos are available in Spanish as well. And it's a fun series if you're delving into science and helping students to learn and understand a lot about science. So that's going to be Earth to Luna, Sid, and Fistronaut. Those are really the ones that are geared toward our little ones. And then we also have a channel dedicated to seasonal change. As we think about living in Arizona, we don't get to see that a lot. I think many of our students don't even know what that is. So this channel is great for helping students understand change taking place in around the world, but really helping them to see different aspects of the seasons. And you'll see there are reading passages as well, and a bunch of videos and images. So when teachers want to bring images into their lessons or use an image as a writing prompt or anything like that, they're able to find quite a few in here. And these are available K5, 6, 8, 9, 12. So lots of resources to support all the different grade levels that might be out there. So those are the seasonal change channels. And the Discovery Files podcast. This is a fun one. There's also a podcast, All the Stuff You Missed in History Class. That's on here too. And you'll find some really cool STEM topics on that one. But this one is like just looking at advances in science. This is funded by the National Science Foundation. And you'll see they're very short, but they're very informative. And so they go across different areas. You have science, engineering, and you'll find topics that are just really interesting and a lot of fun. And it's a great way if you're building background, if you want to just spark students' curiosity, if you want to stimulate discussion and conversation in class, just to launch something about a topic, the podcasts are a nice way to do that. Engineering. There is a whole channel dedicated to engineering within the platform. Again, you have access to this right now. There's no cost for teachers to use it. I just feel like I need to keep saying that so that people realize it is available. And so within engineering, you're going to find quite a few resources that are available and videos on a variety of topics related to engineering. And then natural resources. So this channel is dedicated to natural resources. We have here our top picks, and our DE picks are basically things that our staff has looked at and said, we really like this and it's kind of fun. So those are things that are here, as well as additional video segments that students can have access to as they learn. We also have these choice boards around alternative energy. So if students are looking to develop their skills and knowledge around different types of alternative energy, they can access the choice boards, which gives agency because they can choose which one they want to explore and then develop that further. Here are STEM careers. I mentioned our partnership with the STEM Career Coalition. This is a great way, I think, if for students, but also for educators to just see what's out there when it comes to different careers in STEM. And what's great about the profiles that we have on here is you'll see a wide representation of ethnicities, and you'll see women, and you'll see people active in STEM, so that students can really start to see themselves. I mentioned before that we have virtual field trips. So the virtual field trips is where we take students out of the classroom and into companies so that they can explore the field, and they get a behind the scenes tour. They get to see things that we don't ordinarily see right from this side of the fence. So this is a wonderful resource as well for students and teachers. So I know I've been talking quite a bit. I think I see some things in the chat. So let me just see if I can answer questions. Is this embedded with Google Classroom? Yes, it is embedded with Google Classroom, so you can use it with that. Another question, my district has not yet set up the app. I don't think we have this in my district. So here's the thing, if your district hasn't set it up, I would recommend touching base with someone in the district, or connecting with me. I'm going to put my information in the chat window too, so I can check, because sometimes the district has set it up, but they haven't told anyone, right? So I know it sounds weird, but it's happened. So that it's already set up, the accounts are there, but the information just hasn't gotten out to the school. So reach out to me, please reach out to me. Let me know what school you're at, and I can check to see if the accounts have been set up. And then I can get you a passcode if your district is going to go that route. So yes, that was Jermaine. Please reach out to me, because you can't set up an account without the passcode. So you kind of have to reach out to me anyway. So that's good. Great resources. Yes, thank you. These are great for working group projects. Absolutely. There's a lot you can do if when we talk about the whole idea of the 4 C's, the collaboration, the communication, the critical thinking, the creativity, this lends itself to that all the way, right? We're able to put students in groups, they can work together. There are definitely problems that need to be solved, so they have to work through those challenges, definitely. So yeah. Can informal educators and teachers, no, I'm sorry. It's set up for public schools and charter schools, yes. So that's how you would access it if you're going through a school. But thank you for that question. I've gotten that a lot. Are teachers able to see a score sheet if the students complete the assignment, like completing watching a video? Yes, you can see that through my classrooms. You can see what they've done. There's also something really fun where you can create a quiz with the video so that you can just watch, and it's so easy to do. You're watching the video, you pause it, and right in that interval, you put in the question that you want students to answer. You watch some more, you pause it, you put in the question, and then students can respond, and then you'll see what their responses are. There's also something called a live quiz, and if we have a couple of seconds, I'll do it with you so you can see, one, how easy it is to do, but also like the amazing information that you can get when it comes to like doing a formative assessment. So the other thing I wanted to share with you is that I shared with you the survey that should be completed if you want to go the route of doing a SSO integration. But I also want you to have this. This is just a resource, like if you are getting started. And by the way, professional learning is built in. So if your district signs you up and your teachers are getting underway, please have them reach out to me so we can get some professional development scheduled so that your teachers know how to use this effectively, because I'm scratching the surface right now and just showing you some things, but there's so much that can be done and there's no cost to it. So, but this is a great way too, if you're looking to get started and you're like, what do I click on? What do I do? What are some interesting things to do? There's something here, 5 things to know about Discovery Education, and then activities channels and things like that, that will be very helpful. And then also we have some upcoming live events that are taking place. The first one being tomorrow, where we're looking at Discovery Ed and career and technical education. We're going to be exploring English language learners and rural, and then social emotional learning in January. So just want to make you aware of those. I'll drop that in the chat as well. If you want to, look it up at some point, that will be there for you also. So lots available. And I know I went through that very quickly, but I wanted to kind of give you just a really comprehensive overview of what's available for teachers and for students. And I will pause and see if there are any questions. All right, it doesn't look like there are any. So if you'll indulge me, I would love to do a little quiz with you. Are you guys cool with that? Okay, so this is our quiz feature. It's new this year, so we're really excited about it. And this allows me, I'm just gonna give it a name. I'll call it SciTech, right? And I'm gonna launch the quiz. And pretty much what we'll do, I'm going to copy the link and put it in our chat window and ask you to grab the link. And when you grab the link, you will go to a site and you'll join as a guest. So I think it'll say like continue as a guest. So I'll give you a minute to do that. Is there anyone who's unable to grab the link? Because I can do a QR code too if I need to. Okay, great. Oh, great. I see people coming in. That's awesome. Yay. So this is a wonderful feature, and I'm doing this live, right? So it shows you how quickly a teacher can do this for a formative assessment, or to just take a quick pulse on, what are students thinking about something you've just taught. So I'm going to ask a question, and my question is, what is one thing that you're excited to share with people that you saw today? And now you can go on and respond. So I'll give you a moment to respond. We have 6 people who've actually logged in. I can see that as a teacher. And now we're waiting to see who's going to respond, and take your time, but hurry up. Someone's saying, can students get access? Students have access to this, absolutely. So they have access once their teacher logs in and they're rostered. The students will have direct access, absolutely.
I was so excited. I didn't hear what am I supposed to answer this question. What is my answer? What's the question?
Oh, the question was, what was something that you're excited about that you want to share with other people? Okay. And so while we're waiting for people to answer, so 2 people have completed. Someone deleted. All right. Don't be shy. So here's the thing, right? I'm not going to show your names. So think about the power of that, right? I'm a teacher. I'm doing a formative assessment. No one's seeing the answer, so you don't have to worry about giving the wrong answer, right? And so now, as a teacher, I can go through and I'm saying, oh, I'm excited to share the reading and the field trips. That is great. I'll give you a check mark. Good answer. STEM Careers Channel. Good answer. Yes. I'm excited about virtual labs. Yes. And so as a teacher, I can go through. If someone is given an answer that's questionable, I could say, here, try again. And what it would do is clear their screen. They'd have to try again. And if it's wrong, I can mark it wrong. So those are it's a really quick way to take a pulse on how the students are doing. And then I could ask another question in my quiz. So I could do several questions and have students respond, or I can project an image or show a graph or something and have students respond to that. It's a very quick way. Before they leave, I can do an exit ticket. So here's my exit ticket. If you look at your screen, it's saying, let's reflect. How do you feel about what you've learned today and your ability to go out and do this, right? And so this is a way for a teacher to see, it's one thing to get the answer right. It's another thing to feel confident and comfortable with the material. And then as a teacher, I can go down lower and see, wow, everyone feels confident. This is a great group, right? Like you've mastered the material, you feel confident about what you've done. And so that is another opportunity that we have with the live quiz, is we can have that exit ticket built in. And then when we're finished, we finish the quiz. I know some of you may not be done, but our time's running out. And this gives me as a teacher just a summary, right? Like how many people participated, what was their level of engagement, what were their scores, and then how did they feel? And if I wanted to, I can export this to an Excel spreadsheet and have all of that information at my disposal. So again, lots of really good resources and tools. And I didn't even mention the instructional strategies. That's a whole other conversation. But I do hope that I've shown you how we support STEM, and computer science is built in. If you wanted to search for a term, you just put it in here and it will generate a lot of resources as well. So I'll pause there, and I thank you again, my friends at SciTech Institute, for just providing this space that I can share this, and hopefully our collaboration will just continue to grow and blossom.
Absolutely. Tony, thank you so much for being here. Everyone, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today and learn more about what Discovery Education has to offer. It is amazing, the things that we can do with technology nowadays. And I know that I think one of the teachers here with us today mentioned that these resources are amazing and it's going to do so much for them in the classroom. And so partnering with Tony and going through our monthly themes, we're going to be able to kind of put together a concise kind of list of materials with Discovery Education that go along with that theme. So if you're looking for something specific to computer science for December, because Computer Science Month is happening in December, you can definitely look at our Educator Exchange newsletter that Tony will be highlighted in coming up in December. So I'm so excited that we will have those resources right at our fingertips within the newsletter. And then make sure that you reach out to Tony, those of you who did ask about logins and school sites. So please make sure that you get that information to her. That way you guys can get logged in and potentially set up a PD, maybe school-wide with your campuses to support that further learning. So Amanda Rincon, I am with SciTech Institute and supporting educational outreach. So anything that you need using STEM or anything STEM related, I am here to support and getting you connected with the resources, the materials, the things that you need. Again, thank you everyone for being here with us.